All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So this is definitely part recent runner, part viewer request, okay? We are looking at MOBQ, and then I'm going to do a follow-up on VIRI, okay? This is a recent runner, and I feel like I haven't really done a true recent runner video in a while, right? So many things are jumping out that I feel like I haven't said in what maybe is 2 months. So I'm actually really excited to cover this stock, actually, okay? When we get into VIRI, I will be so honest. I think VIRI would have been my trade of the year if I had a little bit more confidence going into it. But I personally have made well more than 100% on my initial buy. I have actually averaged up a couple times. I definitely have now scaled back a lot, but I can't believe how amazing VIRI was and what I just sincerely love. And he knows who he is. Dude, it came from a viewer request video. So that's why I always ask for them. And for real, like I'm dying for more viewer request videos because I find my stocks using scanners. All right, that's how I find brand new tickers. Viewer requests have been a really interesting addition to my trading strategy. So that's a little enough selfish talk real quick. We'll get into the stocks, but for real, man, I love each and every one of you. I appreciate all the comments so much. And dude, I've made it work for me. And I'm telling you, when I say thank you and I'm happy to do it, like I really am, all right? So let's get into the details. But before we do, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines, since this is, I think, the first time I've covered this. I don't think I've ever looked at this thing. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really does help with the YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is super, super appreciated, okay? All right, let's get into the details. And look, there is so much, like I said in the beginning of the video. I feel like I haven't said a lot of this in a long time, but you know I always start up here. 80% of the work is always up here, but on these kind of videos, I start down here, all right? Yesterday, we were trading volume 1.6 million, all right? Day before yesterday, 1.5 million. Day before that, 1 million. All right, like you can see how very insignificant volume has been. And then, sorry, I zoomed the wrong way. And then all of a sudden today, we go almost 200 times the volume and go 177 million shares traded. What? Okay, tomorrow better stay up here, all right? It better stay up. And look, I'm going to just quickly flash FFIE, which I just covered on the last video. It could happen. We were at 250 yesterday. We basically stayed around there at 236 million shares, all right? It's doable, all right? MOBQ. So I am expecting this thing to go no lower than like 150 million shares, all right? However, if this thing drops to like 100, if this thing drops to like 50, if this thing does what it did here when it traded at 163 million, followed by the next day trading at 14 million, one more time, 116 all the way down to below 16 at 14, right? Literally moved a decimal over. You're going to see a pump and dump. And I'll be honest, this is a better candle than this, okay? This actually opens down here at 22 and goes all the way up and closes at 27 before dumping all the way down to 18, okay? This stock, though it brought a 30% banger, all right, this stock actually opens at 29. You can see it in the box right there, open 29, and then drops almost 50% down to 19 cents. I'm rough rounding from 30 to 15, right? But let's even from 30 to 20 is a 33% loss, not a 28% gain. All right. So today for real brought more losers than winners in my genuine opinion. All right. What does after hours looks like? Okay, we're going even more down. Look, you know, I don't care about after hours, but on stocks like this, I like to know, is it like trying to run back or not? Look, I would not touch this stock. 25 cents. I think another number that you can consider might be 24 cents. 24 cents, 25 cents, and then really the safest place is going to be 29 cents. 29, or maybe looks like it's a mid 28, yeah, high 28. But 28, 29 cents will get you over the 100 moving average. Will get you over this blue line. As I zoom out, it's been a long time since we've really been on the better side of that 100 moving average line. Jesus. It's basically been right here. The last time we really owned the 100, like literally owned it, was 2019. All right. So that 100's not going to be easy. Yeah, there's a couple moments right there. Yeah, there's like a couple maybe insignificant moments there. This 100's no joke. All right. And honestly, I see this thing falling into here, into the 17s, more than I see it going up here. Look, I'll be honest, I don't know why this happened. If someone can share the news in the comments, I would really appreciate that. End of the day, I've said this on so many videos, and look, we actually literally see the same thing happen a month ago. We go from 3 million shares, whatever. Day before that was 500K. So we go from 500K shares to 3 million shares to 163 million shares, all the way back down to 14 million, and then back to those like 5 in single digits, right? So like we've seen it here. I'll be honest, I'm expecting to see it here. All right. So curious to see what happens. I'd love to hear the updates. Again, 24 cents, 25 cents, 29 cents are where I would consider an entry. And look, if we can break 29 cents, all right, there is a whole mess of reason to believe we'll come to 55 cents, if not all the way up here. So I'll at least draw this just to have it, basically 50% of that candle right there. Maybe someone would have said put the candle here or put the candle here. I think that's also arguable. Nonetheless, I for real actually would not touch this until I think 28. Maybe in a couple days, the real magic number would be like 25, 26. Because again, it looks like this 100 is going to keep coming down, right? So maybe if by the 12th it doesn't happen, it all basically goes down at 25 cents. So I think I'll be watching this one, but for sure there's no reason for me to jump into this one just yet, okay? VIRI. Dude, VIRI. Oh my gosh. Again, I sincerely wish I had more confidence in this thing. Again, it was new to me. There were obviously some really good bounces on the 8. Really never a real moment where it lost the 8, right? But man, the volume was always something I would call a shady one, right? Like today was 300K. When I go into the 1 minute, I hate seeing this on the 1 minute chart, right? So I think seeing this made me a little skeptical of like going bigger on VIRI, but for real, man, VIRI has done me so well. All right, look, there's some interesting things happening here because obviously we've broken the 200 moving average, and we were for a while trading over all the moving averages, just riding the 8, right? Couldn't quite fill that well, and it looks like this $2 line might have been the reason why. And again, I think it was less because of this and more, yeah, look at that, the 50 moving average on the weekly, right? So that is where the $2 line actually came from. But our MACD isn't looking as great. We clearly see the curving, and now even kind of curving a little more. RSI has actually slipped underneath. There's no wild divergence. It's not like the green line is running down, but if bad things were to happen tomorrow, I can see the green line slipping here and the green line slipping here. You know what I mean? So VIRI, I think, has a really legitimate 132 target. I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to go below 110. I don't think we're going to lose this 200 moving average line. You know what I mean? So overall, I don't think that there's still too much to worry here. If we lose the 20, I would start to get worried. For sure, I would get scared if the 200 is lost. But I would like to say, look, let's just look at the stock real quick. We still haven't used the 20 moving average as a bounce point once. I always say when you lose this, you should use this to bounce back over and continue up, right? So we have yet to use the 20 even once on this monster climb, right? So again, I'm not here necessarily like screaming the alarm bell. I know I said I've sold some, right? So like I don't want you to hear that and think to yourself, ah, shit, right? But yeah, I think this thing could cool down a little bit. It's kind of saying I want to cool down. And let me just see. Like it doesn't even look like it's going to cool down super hard, right? Like historically speaking, this thing's basically been in that like 40 range for a while. I can't imagine we go any lower than 30. I'm really not thinking we're back here, mainly because of how good the moving averages look. You know what I mean? So yeah, just my thoughts on this one. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, hey, as always, thank you.